Hello and welcome in. It's the PHNX Cardinals halftime show live from Chicken and Pickle in downtown Glendale. It's your premier Arizona Cardinal podcast. Johnny Venerable, Brittan Golden, Noah Man behind the mic. The Arizona Cardinals, they clutch to a 13-6 lead over the visiting Green Bay Packers. And it was looking all good until the final 7 seconds remaining in this half. And Jordan Love hits Romeo Doubs for a big gainer, and then subsequently a 61-yard Packer field goal record makes it a one-possession game. Brittan Golden, your initial thoughts from a half in which I feel like the Cardinals thoroughly outplayed the Packers.
Oh, I agree. Defense played very well, right? You kept the Packers off the field, right? And then you got yourself in situations where they were down, in your, area, but you forced field goals, right?
Yeah.
And that's been the big thing of doing. You forced field goals. You finally got a touchdown offensively. Right, you've moved the ball consistently offensively, and you finally got a touchdown. You've gotten points on most of your drives, right? But that's going to be the key moving forward. You're going to have to start the second half with the same type of mentality. You need touchdowns over field goals, but points are points at this point, especially when you have the lead, right? You've done well. You've been the better team through the first two quarters. We've seen this before where you've been the better team through the first two quarters, and you've blown it in the end. This is going to be one of those games where it's like, can they find a way to continue executing and to continue putting drives together and points on the board?
Yeah, they have to find a way to remain aggressive, but at the same time minimize mistakes. We've seen this Packer defensive line be ferocious at times in this game. The Cardinals have been bailed out by a couple defensive penalties. One, that last drive, let's break it down. Jacoby Brissett, the hip tackle, they get bailed out, and then subsequently it's 3rd and long on what had been a holding penalty previously, and then a sack on Jacoby Brissett. If the Arizona Cardinals come back and win this game, I think we're talking about a season-saving play. Jacoby Brissett downfield to Zay Jones, 43 yards, sets up an eventual Trey McBride touchdown in the red zone. Again, Cardinals have a long way to go. Packers get the ball to start the second half. The Cardinals have to keep the foot on the gas. But Jacoby Brissett en route to over 270 yards passing. He's got a 107.9 passer rating in this game. He looks spry from the pocket, 15 yards rushing. Brittan Golden, that play to Zay Jones, we could be talking about, has an opportunity to change the dynamics of this season if the Cardinals can hang on.
Agreed. I mean, you're third in forever is what it seems like, right? It just happened. It's one of those, right? I think it's an element that Jacoby brings this offense that you don't have with Kyler. Jacoby is not mobile.
Right.
He's not going to make some spectacular thing happen when he should have been sacked. When he gets wrapped up for a sack, chances are he's probably going to get sacked. But the difference is he will stand in the pocket and deliver the throw knowing he's going to get hit because he doesn't have that ability Kyler has. And I think that's a different type of element. We were talking inside with Coach Sark. It was like the point of his Jacoby Brissett knows he's not going to run. Right, so he's going to stand tall and he's going to deliver the ball in the pocket, which is what you're starting to see. You're starting to see these downfield throws because he's throwing it no matter what happens. Right? You don't have that, so you have to continue this. You have to continue making that, and that third down play was essentially has kept them in this ball game right now. Because I think if you punt the ball and give the Packers the ball right there, whether they get 3 or 7, it's a completely different football game.
You're not winning this game right now, I can tell you that. And again, that should be a lesson for Drew Petzing and everybody. And I don't think he needs that lesson right now because everything that we've seen from Jacoby Brissett, Drew Petzing offense has been pushing the ball downfield. And again, like whether it's Zay Jones, Michael Wilson, a phenomenal first half, 2 big catches, one to keep the drive going on 3rd down. Marv had that bad drop. The ball was dislodged, initially called a fumble, reversed to an incomplete pass, but came back, had a 23-yard reception. The big plays beyond 15, 20 yards are prevalent with Jacoby Brissett, and it's something you can't ignore. And for the Cardinals offense that has been so stagnant, here you are, you're on pace again, 26 points, right? We talked about it. Can you be in that 27 to 30-point range to be able to win this game? Like, you're on pace for that. And so I'm optimistic. The Cardinals doing an okay job keeping the defense honest. Bam Knight, a very respectable 8 for 36 on the ground. On the flip side, like it feels like it's only a matter of time, Brittan, before Jacoby Brissett and company get going. The Cardinals are having a tough time. They only have 1 sack on a bull rush from Zaven Collins. Josh Jacobs, 4 carries, 21 yards. You know they're going to try to get him going to start the second half. The Packers get the ball. How imperative is it for the Cardinals to come out and make a statement defensively when the Packers get the ball to start the third half?
I think it's a massive point that you can make to come out, right? If you come out and get off the field, right? 3 and out, whether it's 3 and out or not, if you just get off and force a punt and don't allow them to put points on the board, right now your offense, right? It's been clicking. Keep it moving, right? If you can find a way to get points on the board, so that this opening drive for the defense for the Cardinals is going to be massive. Because if you can find a way to get off the football field, the game is in your hands. Yep,
you're in a position to extend back to a 2-possession game. That's where the Cardinals need to be living. They need to be living in a position where 1 possession does not beat them. And you know that Jonathan Gannon, Nick Wallace, and Drew Petzing, you would hope, are talking about one thing: finish. This team unable to finish against the Titans, unable to finish against the Colts last week, against the 49ers a couple of weeks ago, against Seattle. The root cause of this 4-game losing streak, whether you want to put it on the offense most certainly, and then the defense collapses in the fourth quarter, they cannot put teams away. Do yourself a favor. It's easier said than done. Get yourself in a position where you're not playing down to down, and the Packers don't need 1 possession to tie or beat you. The Cardinals need to remain aggressive in this one. Let's get to your super chats here. Hit that like button. We've got almost 700 people watching live. We appreciate everybody here. Hit that join button, by the way. We're going to be back for the post-game show with our guy, Bo Brock. Let's kick things off. Brittan with Steve Kimes, Bird on 199. Drew won't design shit for Marv. Another 5-target game. What do you give me your assessment of MHJ?
I don't know. I'm not going to put that first one as a drop on MHJ because, one, it was a bang play. The fact that they even entertain that as a fumble was ridiculous because even in slow motion it looks bang, which
he needs
is crazy
to catch that ball.
He needs to come down with it. Yes, he does. But I like how he came back a couple plays later down the line, and he caught, a 18-20-yard pass. Great route. Beautiful route. Caught the ball and did what he does. I mean, I agree. I don't understand why there's not more target space. Him and Trey McBride. It actually blows my mind in this offense. Right? You've got 2 of the top receivers. I granted Trey's a tight end, but he's really a receiver. But your 2 top guys, right? There's just not enough targets coming in their direction. And if that's how you want to play the game, like at what you've done now with establishing a quarterback that's going to stand in the pocket and throw it no matter what, you've got to give your playmakers more opportunities.
I think Marv will have his seal in the game one way or the other in the second half. Jonathan Castro, 199, no room for bad O-line play in the second half. I think that was the thing that concerns me the most. Now, they had opportunities when they pulled efficiently to get the run game going. But like when Will Hernandez would miss a block or 2, then you're looking at, negative plays. My biggest concern, Jonathan, is Jacoby Brissett keeping him upright for 2 more quarters. Like, we assume Kyler Murray's going to be back. That's a conversation we're going to have over the next 2 weeks, depending on how this one plays out. But you're not winning anything with Slovis coming in this game and throwing a bunch of interceptions like he's known to do. Like, you got to keep Brissett upright. You got to let him get the ball out quickly. You got to be able to neutralize Micah Parsons, which I thought you did a better job in the second quarter than the first.
Yes.
You cannot let he and Rashawn Gary disrupt this game, and that's why playing with a lead becomes so vital, because the minute the Packers, should they get the lead, have it with Micah Parsons and company, that's when it could get ugly and they're able to tee off. Connor TV, $2. A downfield passing game. Do my eyes deceive me? I think like that Zay Jones play. You and I were talking about it tongue in cheek, like, well, we know what play's coming next on third down. It's going to be a draw to DeMercado, and it was not a draw to DeMercado. It was an absolute, I put it on Twitter, a piss missile to one Zay Jones, and again, could be the play of the year if they close this out.
I agree. It's one of those things, downfield passing. We just discussed it for a whole long right here with Jacoby Brissett, right? He's just one that's going to stand and deliver. He knows that. He's not running. He's not trying. I mean, if there's a play to be made with his feet, then he will take it. But for the most part, he's going to stand and throw that football. So there's going to be more opportunity.
Tom's echoing a large portion of this fan base right now. 199. It hurts my heart, but K1 has to be done. Brissett, exclamation point. Here, I'll give you two caveats to that. Number one, you need to win this game. I think if you lose this game, Kyler Murray plays regardless. I just 2-5. You're in a really tough spot. Kyler Murray, you're putting him back out there. Maybe he can give you a spark. Number two is Jacoby Brissett has to continue this. He's got 6 quarters of good play. He's got no turnovers, knock on wood, today. Can he put together a couple more touchdown drives? So let's see. Do they finish this game with like 27 to 30 points? Does Jacoby Brissett toss a couple more tutties? right? You talked about he was late on that one throw that could have been a touchdown to Trey McBride over the shoulder. You know, he was behind Trey and Michael Wilson a couple times, so he hasn't been perfect. But here's what I'll say. I think we're two quarters away here. If the Cardinals win and Jacoby Brissett continues to play well, we're going to have that conversation here on the post-game show. Everybody like this video. Subscribe to PHNX Sports here on YouTube. Can the Arizona Cardinals finally get it done in the fourth quarter against a team a lot of people think have Super Bowl aspirations? By the way, suddenly the Cardinals lost to the Colts. Doesn't look so bad. The Colts seem to be putting up big points on everybody. 635 watching. Hit that like button. Subscribe. For Brittan, no, I'm Johnny. We'll see ya on the post-game show. Can the Cardinals do it? We'll find out.
We all silly like the mayor.